how do you define entrepreneurial excellence? Like, what does that actually mean to you?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I mean, one of the things I always look back and think being an entrepreneur is probably one of the best decisions of my life, definitely in the top 5 decisions. And so just becoming an entrepreneur is life-changing in a lot of ways. Excellence to me is kind of a combination of performance, so actually performing well as an entrepreneur, but also taking advantage of what it allows, which to me means optimizing for time. Some of the best things that have happened to me over the past 30 years really relate to I could work when I want, how I want, with who I want, and optimizing for time, particularly with family, has made one of the biggest differences in my life. And so I think, entrepreneurial excellence is kind of at that intersection of performance and intentionality, perhaps.
So when you say like performance, in a sense, what does that actually mean? Like a lot of entrepreneurs, right, might say like, I perform at a high level. And in some ways you'd say, I hope if you decide to become an entrepreneur, you actually really believe you can perform at a high level. But what does that truly mean, right? You've seen pretty bad entrepreneurs probably and a lot of great ones too.
Yeah, I mean, I think, the definition of performance and success and all those things are so individual, and that's really what it should be. So for me, it's like, if your goal as an entrepreneur is to leave a 9-to-5 job and be able to support yourself, and you do that, you're performing in a great way. If your, goals are to make $1 million a year and you pull it off, like that's another level of performance. So performance is relative, but the key thing for me is always, are you performing to your expectation and your potential? And those things are, you can sort of self-diagnose and hold yourself accountable. But to me, it's really been being able to live the life I've wanted to live by my rules, by my definitions. And when I look at other people, even though their definition may be different, that's when I'm like, yeah, you're succeeding as an entrepreneur. You're doing what you needed and wanted to do.